I was asking you that the rank that you were getting in college, was it the college rank or university rank?
Yeah, so sir, in 1 year it was the college rank, and for other years it was class rank.
Okay, so what made you to achieve that, not like achieving the rank?
Yes, sir. So my reason would be that since my school days, I have been someone who believes in managing both my extracurriculars as my academics well. So I put in more effort uh, because of that, so that I can manage my academics even when I'm participating in other things. I work with that mindset.
So what do you think? All other students are not not follow the same.
Uh, Not all of the students, but yes, for some people it would be the case where they would prioritize one thing over the other. But
So
for
can't
people,
you say that you are the brilliant one or you are the most intelligent one to perform for the best rank or perform for the first rank?
so
Was it
pardon.
just, can't you say that you were the brilliant one or you were the intelligent student at that time to get that rank, rather than saying that you did manage both academics and extracurricular activity, and that's the only reason that gave you the rank?
Yeah, I mean, I can. I don't know whether I can say it is intelligence or something like that, because there were people who were as intelligent as me. But I think the defining factor for me would be that I have put in much more efforts and hard work, and I've been sincere throughout my college years to get me those rank. So
Okay.
more than intelligence, I think the hard work has paid off.
Okay. So we can also talk about your writing styles, your paper management, and how do you write the questions in your paper. So all
Okay.
these things does matter,
Okay.
and sincerity in the lab work.
Hmm.
So you could have mentioned those things also because you knew what are the factors, or you know what are the factors which is actually which does matter for getting good marks.
Right.
है ना? Completing the assignments right on time
Right.
and putting all the efforts into projects. All these things
Yes.
would have
Yes.
been. So okay, so now coming to our work experience part.
Yes.
So did you get placement from college or was it an off-campus placement?
No, sir. I was placed from college.
Okay, so how many people got selected there?
So Accenture was a mass recruiter for a college. So majority of the people would have been recruited there. Were recruited there.
Okay,
All of the
so
majority.
so
Yes.
can you give me any can you tell me about the recruitment process of Accenture?
Yeah. Sure, sir. So first, as part of the procedure, first we had a written test, which included the regular pattern, which would include arithmetics, English, and logic. Post clearing that written test, if you were qualified for the after the written test, then there was straight away there was an interview, and it was a group interview. So there were four people in the panel, and the panel was taking an interview for four people together.
Okay. So how did you get like when you got selected? What
Yes.
happened then? We should talk about this with respect to HR and your growth also.
Right, sir. So after I got after I was selected, the first part as part of Accenture was we got an onboarding email, and we had 1 month of time before we were going to be called for our training sessions, like for our training test in Accenture. So in that 1 year, they had provided us online modules which revolved around all the various current technologies and things that would be used once we were be in a job. So that was a part of HR wherein it was for the learning and development part, the online modules. Then when we joined Accenture, we had a test which we had to clear to get into the organization. So that would also be a part of Accenture HR part. And after clearing the test, then we were onboarded onto our proper training sessions, which would be project-wise training sessions. That was like those training sessions were conducted by people or the employees of Accenture itself. And post that, I joined my project. So after joining my project, all the documentation part, the onboarding part, and familiarizing with me with the project was part of my PMO team.
Okay.
And
So can you tell me about the diversity which was there in your organization?
so diversity, I think the major thing that was quite visible was that there was equal focus given to female employment. Like they wanted to maintain the 50% gender ratio. So there were good amount of female in the organization. Apart from that, cultural diversity was definitely there. Like I have been in Mumbai for most part of my life, so I did find people from North India, South India, and also Maharashtrians too, definitely. So
Okay.
there was, yeah.
So was there any challenge related to diversity?
Uh, so yeah, I mean, yes, there were some challenges. So when like since we were working from home, so we had regular calls where we had to talk on Zoom meetings. So at times I felt that when female colleagues would want to pitch something, they were at times being cut off in the middle, and like there would be frequent interruptions during the call, and their viewpoints were not as heavily gauged as others' viewpoint. That was at times I observed that during the calls.
Okay. This was based on matlab, gender diversity.
Yes, nothing
And
regarding cultural diversity. No
okay,
issue.
there was no challenge.
No.
So, but still, why do we always talk about that diversity is important and uh, whether we face challenges, but if you actually start ripping off the benefits of diversity, it will be better. So, can you tell me, matlab, how do you think that diversity can actually benefits the organization?
Yeah, so firstly, if I talk about gender diversity, if we have equal number of females and males, I think it is firstly important, it will be helpful so that the female side of things or the problems that females face while they are in an organization can be voiced, and that can also be taken into consideration while designing policies or regulations within the organization, which would otherwise not come into picture. And regarding cultural diversity, I think uh, it would cultural diversity would help, while like it is always good to have diversity so that like you have people, if you have people from different diverse backgrounds, it probably helps in the team building via a way so that you have different perspective of things. Like if they have been in different places and they might have different challenges that they might have faced and different experiences, which can definitely help in the team building, and while they will the team as a group would be solving challenges, so they can take those challenges into consideration, and that can at times help.
Okay. Okay. So tell me that you don't have much experience actually. You just have 2 years of experience. So why don't you go for a normal HR program? Then you are trying for ODCL course.
Yes, sir. So actually, when I was applying for this, while I took applying for TISS for my for HR and ODCL, I did not have much knowledge about the ODCL course, and from my work experience. So if I would just go like the question that you asked, that why I did not go for HR would be that while my work, I realized that though I was doing my technical job very well, and I had no complaints, so to say, but during my work, I realized that I my knack or my interest lied into the development aspects or the system aspects of the work. And if I, why do I say that is there were some things that I found as a joiner within the project that could have been managed in a different way. And I tried to pitch it to my team lead, and he did take it up as a improvement, cycle improvement, and it worked as well. So that was though it is a small thing, but that gave me a push that yes, probably my mind and my interest lies to things like these. So then I plan to apply for though that at that time I had the knowledge that only HR would be the correct domain to get into such things. But after my research and when I talked to my mentors, I realized that what I was talking about and my interest are actually towards ODCL because they were the development parts of the organization and not just about human resources.
So you did not apply for HR, or you also did
Uh,
apply for HR, but you could not get the call
yes,
from them?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what was your preference?
Yes, sir. So first was HR, second ODCL, and third was analytics.
So the realization that you were talking about, when it did happen actually, after the applying, or after you applied for the course, or before you applied for the course?
Yeah, I after applying for the course because I did most of my research after submission
Okay.
of the preference.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever been in a situation where there has been a radical change in your life? Do you remember any such event, or uh, such event, or such any what
Uh,
time duration where you have to change yourself, or you had to go through the changes?
yes, sir. There has been one incident in my life which I think has been my major turnaround. So that was during my college years. I think during my third year and fourth year. So I was medically not keeping well. So I had an issue called vertigo, wherein your head keeps spinning constantly. So during that time, though I had consulted doctors and I was on medication for that, but for close to 1 to 2 months, there was no improvement. So post that the doctor said that this could be something other than this because the medications were not working. And for the next 1 year, I had to go through a lot of tests, which included ENT specialists, like I visited ENT specialists, neurosurgeons. I had gone through 2 to 3 MRIs as well. So that entire year was mentally very challenging for me, though fortunately nothing serious came out. And eventually, with by taking rest and by medications, it was fine. But that entire year, I was in my last year of college, and there were academics as well as my research projects that were going on. So that was a tough time.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So, acha, okay, Garma, can you tell me what is leadership?
Yes, sir. So leadership, in my view, would be a trait in any person so that that person can bring about a change, any positive change in his capacity, so that he is able to build the people below him. He is able to encourage the people below him, also induce leadership within them, be ready for any challenges that come up, and it has also the quality to make changes into the current functioning if they if it seems fruitful for the organization.
Okay. So, what are the aspects of leadership that is going to be covered in this syllabus in
uh,
ODCL? Have you gone through the syllabus that ODCL has?
yes, sir.
So tell me, what are the aspects of leadership, and why do you need to actually understand that, or get trained from that?
Right, so firstly I would feel leadership would be important in one way that it is a misconception or a general conception that leadership is something wherein you can lead people, but leadership is much more than that. So firstly, this course would help bring in a new perspective about leadership. That should be one. Second would be that it would be that leadership can only be is only a trait which the top management of the organization can follow, but that is not the case. You can also induce leadership into your lower levels and build your employees that way. Then third would be yeah, the like leadership need not necessarily always be an authoritative one. Like you do not need to just it need not be an authoritative one. You can also have different kinds of leadership wherein you are which is also called the participative leadership, wherein you have an open door policy and you are very open to listening to other employees opinions, and based on that you can yet perform your leadership skills. So you can also learn about the various kinds of leadership skills and in which scenarios that would be better to bring on correct outcomes.
Okay. Uh, so last question for you would be,
Yeah.
tell me why this course is important for India.
Right. So why majorly I feel that ODCL would be important and very necessary for India is that, though, like, when we talk about India as a whole, we know that India has been performing averagely well in agriculture as well as in service industry. There are major contributions from these two sectors in the Indian economy. But the middle sector, which is the manufacturing sector, we are yet to dive into this domain and see how much untapped potential there is still in this domain, and to work on that and leverage that, so that it has an equal or much more contribution to the GDP that it currently has. So we have also seen that since the pandemic, how important it is to be self-reliant as a country and not depend on others. So ODCL, why it will be important for India, that in India, it would be important to get into the manufacturing sector, learn about the various MSMEs and the family-based business that are there, and how to restructure them, how to encourage them, and how this like, this is a black box still. So how we work on this industry, and we can actually give back to the economy that we are not currently doing. That would be a major help in ODCL, which I think has not been looked into till now.
Okay, okay, ठीक है.
Thank you.